What is up, guys? Welcome back to another Shamshir Sound video. We are returning to the Electro House from scratch. This time, episode 2. If you haven't checked out episode 1, check it out. We made a 4-bar drop in the style of Julian Jordan. And if you guys are enjoying these quick videos, remember to smash up the like button. We're going to share the project and stems at the end of this series. We made a 4-bar drop. I went ahead and pasted the 4 bars to 8 bars. I also added this hi-hat. So this open hat. What I'm gonna do is that we need to create excitement. So this drop, when it was 4 bars, it was only about 7 or 8 seconds long. So a drop for EDM typically runs about 30 seconds, sometimes extended. So by copying pasting this, I'm thinking I renamed the pattern to Drop A. I'm gonna make this unique and make this a Drop B. Sure, why not? Let's take this, route it to the same as Saw for simplicity. So I'm just humming it in my mind. I'm thinking something radically different. You know, what's the response after that kind of played out? I'm thinking like dun 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 dun, something like that. It's good to hum melodies. I know it can be cliche, it can be cheesy, but it's good to hum it because that's what was part of the success of many songs. And that's why Complextro or Complex Electro House kind of died down, was that it was hard to hum it on the dance floor. But when you can hum a melody, that's when you know you have a special hook. So let's go ahead. Let's just cut and paste this. This is going to sound terrible, but let's just see what happens. Okay, so let's go ahead and make that kind of melody that we were thinking. The lead is in Dsharp, so let's keep this congruent and drag this. These plucks are actually from Ali Nadem's Signature Sounds, shameless plug. You guys can download that for free, completely free, royalty free, so you guys can use that in your productions, no problem. Let's also search for some brass. I'm thinking Jackson Vega, brass stab. Those are more like drop impact. I need something that's responsive. Sure, let's go with this. We're gonna have to pitch it down to D sharp. Let's route it to 6 and let's see how this sounds. If your melody is not correctly synchronized, double check your magnet that you're in the correct manner. So because this is like quarter stuff, put it back online. And then, you know, I just drag it back here. There's probably other ways too, but it's like just work with whatever works for you. You don't have to obsess over the exact way that people work. There's a guy who made a platinum track. He didn't even know how to read like basic notes on the keyboard. He just went with the flow. So always remember that mantra that sometimes the novice makes things quicker than the master because the master is too self-critical. He's like, oh, is it good enough? Is it mastered? Is it minus 14 dB? Is it this? Bro, if it sounds good, just go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, bun all that theory crap. Cool, we got like the call and the response, A and B. Let's copy everything, make this, now we have like a 30-second drop. What we're gonna do, let's copy this hat and let's bring it over here. Let's move that forward there. We might have to do another one. There we go. So I'm liking what we got. I'm thinking bar 9. Let's add a riser. So let's do that right now. Let's add riser. I'm thinking like a square wave type of riser. We're dealing with D-sharp. D-sharp's classic, guys. Like, there's a lot of great songs in D-sharp. Hardcore, mother effer, D-sharp. Let's go ahead and add massive. Let's go ahead and bring that in just for simplicity's sake, because you guys can download that patch. And like I said, the project and these stems will be available for download at the end. We'll just put it to track 10. Rename that riser. Let's go ahead and quantize this. Control A, Control Q. Control A, Control down arrow. Bring down an octave. A little bit too low for my liking, so let's bring it up 1 octave. And let's solo this. Cool. I'm not going to add any EQ, but I will add Kickstart. And I'm thinking I got kick sidechained to bass for it to like stop the bass. Let me do the same thing for the riser. Rename the mixer track to riser. Come to Kickstart. And I'm going to turn on in the processing sidechain and the routing from kick just so that it can stop. I will change this to audio. So this way, when the kick stops, the riser can completely breathe without being sidechained. And we need to do some automations for riser. So we're in D-sharp. Let's go to macro 1. Macro 1 is controlling reverb amount. And it's also making it less high-end frequency. Bass jackers talked about this often, that when you pitch up, you got to be careful, because when you pitch up, more high-end frequency is coming. So to compensate, I end up low passing a little bit and killing some of the high energy, the low end energy. So I'm trimming that high end frequency a little bit as this riser goes up. When the riser knob goes up, it makes it more wet, more reverb, but also less high end harshness, so that, you know, it's not too much. That's especially important when you're getting before a drop. You don't want like the pre-drop to have more high end frequency than the drop, because then that's kind of like messed up. When you're talking about mastering, when you're talking about a frequency spectrum, you want more high-end frequency and excitement to be in the drop, not like less and more in the pre-drop, right? So let's go ahead and automate riser knob. Let's go ahead and create an automation clip for that. And we're going to start from 0 to 100. What I can also do is that rather than making an additional automation clip, let me just designate macro 1 to this, set it to 12 semitones or 1 octave, and this will also pitch it up accordingly. Drop B needs a little bit of work. One thing is that I need to make it pump a little bit more. So what I'm gonna do is that I'll still route it to number 6, but I'll do like a pre-route. So I'll route to 6, but before I'm gonna give it a little bit more love, a little bit more kind of saturation, maybe some fatness. The saw is pretty dark, so let's add some sparkle in the EQ This is something Ollie James does often, he would say. He'd really get it sounding how he liked in the synth. Let's not add too many effects right after. Like, let's use the controls in the synth. This will make it sound better. It will also save a lot of resources, right? We shouldn't be slapping on tons of stuff without a genuine reason. So let's make this brighter in Massive. So there needs to be something here. I'm thinking chords. Why not? Let's add some chords. Let's add another Massive. Let's just rename this chord. And towards the end of this, start one note at a time. One note at a time. Create what you want. So I'm thinking ba 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 da da. Now this is obviously cheesy. Think about how you loop back. So da 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 dun 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 dun. So it's about how you create that cyclical, the cycle. So maybe it's a low note and then it goes up. Maybe it comes down. So we know that we come back to a note of D-sharp. So what are we going to do here? How do we create some interesting thing here? I want to throw in some cool vocals, some chops, and I also need to get this riser to be silent during the impacts. I kind of want that like bump and then the riser kicks in. So the couple ways you can do this. What you could do is you could mute it with a volume envelope. I think I'm going to do that. But because I want to make this a little bit more interesting, because that's just like on and off. Let's make this as long as this goes. So let's make this 2 bars and then another. What we'll do is we'll create a automation within the synth. So let's go ahead and add some sort of automation within this. So what I'm thinking is that we can sidechain this, because this is the amp modulator. You can see it's silent right now unless this is up. So what you can do is set a performer. Okay, and now it's just this top performer, and we can say load curve like this. So the first bar, it'll kind of sidechain into it. It'll be silent and it'll be dictated by this. So let's play this back. So you see, let's go ahead and see how this sounds on the playlist with just this solo. I could even abruptly end it at the ending because it kind of clicks out. We don't want that. Cool, cool. So that's good. Also, Riser is automating the panning, so we're getting some nice movements going on. And that creates that nice like animation, right, of the synth. So let's see how this sounds now with that volume sidechain. Guys, I kind of liking this, you know? I kind of like, I like that little bit of Donkey Kong Country action, so why not? There ain't no rules for music. Oh no, it need to be the money 60 beat. Yeah, right, get the F out of here, Donkey Kong. Okay, I'm also gonna sidechain this to the saw because I want the chords to also stop. So I'm gonna select audio, turn on the sidechain from Kick. See how that sounds. Made a review on this. Great plugin, albeit it's a little demanding on the CPU. So use this sparingly. Let's add a little bit more high end to this. The chord, a little bit of EQ. Add a little bit more brightness to the saw. A little bit more brightness to the wobble. We're listening in mono right now. Drop B could be improved a little bit more, but for the purpose of being quick, let's just go through some vocals. I'm thinking, again, there's this vocal here. So distorted. I'm gonna make a tutorial about that. Let me know if you guys want to see that, about like super distorted vocals. I'm thinking maybe as like chops. Okay, deleted a unused item because when I solo, I don't want to like unsolo something that I meant to be muted, right? That would be terrible. It'd be introduced like bad surprises for us. So I want to solo this. Light up the spliff, man. Light up the spliff. I don't want that light up the spliff. I just want the light up the. Light up this. Light up this. Light up this. Light up this. Light up. Light up this. Yeah, I want to light up the ball. Let's just use the fade out. This might suit better as like a pre-drop vocal because it's kind of like really obnoxious. Light up the light up the ball, light up the. This can remain layered with the existing hat. We've added like a layered hat, we've added a riser, we've added a pre-drop vocal, we've also added drop B with like a chord at the end, and we have that kind of pluck to be the, you know, drop B to accompany drop A. hope you guys enjoyed this episode 2. Going to be working on episode 3 very soon. We're going to add more drop elements. We're going to be adding some effects, some low-level items in there. If you guys enjoyed this video, remember to smash up the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next episode, EP3, very soon. Have a great day. Take care.